Hi Kevin, Property Soldier here. I just want to do this quick video, and it is about marketing your serviced accommodation business, because an awful lot of people just simply rely on the OTAs, the online travel agents like Booking.com and Airbnb. And whilst you can get away with that for much of the year, it can become a little bit difficult in the winter months when you're not getting as many bookings in the winter months. And even if you do your own direct marketing as well, you're going to make an awful lot more money in the summer months, so it's definitely well worth doing that too. So, different things that you can be doing. Retargeting your guests. So the first thing you can do to be retargeting your guests is, I like meet and greet. I don't do it myself, but I have team members that do it for me, but they are given specific things to say to the guests. And the guests might have booked via Booking.com, let's say, and they are coming in to stay for a week with you, and the meet and greet person will be saying to them, are you staying for a longer, especially contractors. Contractors quite often, they will book for their first week, and then they'll start looking for their accommodation for their subsequent weeks. And quite often they'll do this because they want to just check out the accommodation first, see whether or not they like it, before deciding to book longer. They might have the intention of booking longer via Booking.com, let's say. What you can say is, come and stay with us again next week and the week after. It could be a 7-month booking, but book with us direct to our website. Okay, so it's really fundamentally important that you've got your own website to be able to do this. Now, what you can be doing, so let's take Booking.com. You're paying 15% commission if you get a booking in from Booking.com, but you could suggest to your guests that they book with you direct to your website and give them a 10% discount on the amount that they paid via Booking.com, and you're still going to make an extra 5% because you're not paying that OTA commission. So definitely worthwhile doing that and retargeting your guests in that way. But the other way you can be retargeting your guests with their permission, remember GDPR regulations on marketing to people, is you've got their email address, etc. You can be sending them email promotions, etc., and keeping your business in their mind's eye, because they might not remember. It's probably likely that they'll forget the name of your business. And so when they need to book accommodation again, they're just going to go onto Booking.com again and find whatever comes up in their feed. So if you are keeping your business in their mind's eye and you're retargeting and doing email campaigns to them, not too much so that they unsubscribe, but just every now and then, that's going to, clearly you're going to have your own website link there to this marketing, and so they can book with you direct, and you can be incentivizing them to book with you direct because it's going to be cheaper than if they went through Booking.com or Airbnb, etc. So that's really important, that you go and do those extra hard yards instead of just relying on getting your bookings in from Booking.com and Airbnb. Now, the other thing that you can be doing is contacting the local employers in your area, because an awful lot of those large employers, they are going to have people coming in, so they're visiting employees and contractors, etc. What they're normally going to do with those people is put them up in hotels, whereas you can contact these people, these companies directly, and offer them an alternative to a hotel for those visiting guests, employees, staff, etc. And come and stay with you instead. And when they ask for more information, you can be sending them your website so that they can book with you direct. And then networking is really important, because you might not get through to the person whose responsibility it is to book accommodation. There's gatekeepers in place, etc. And so if you attend networking events, now I don't mean property networking events, I mean business networking events, that's how you're going to get through to the movers and shakers, if you like, because they might be at the business networking event. You could target a business networking event where the representative or the CEO or the MD or something like that from that company attends that business networking event. It could be the Chamber of Commerce, it could be the Business Network International, it could be 4N. Okay, there's lots of different business networking events. So you can Google in your town business networking events, and quite often you can see the list of people that attend, the members of that networking event, especially, you can definitely do that with BNI. You can see who's there, and so you can actually go as a visitor and actually get a face-to-face meeting with these people. So that's fundamental. And even if they're not there, business networking events for your town, people know people know people, so that if you said, look, I'm looking to be connected to the managing director of said company, and that works on the referral scheme, and so other people who are there at the business networking event are going to be incentivized to give you the referral details of that person. So that's really key, and that's how you can be getting direct bookings from local businesses and local companies. So what else have I got on my list? So social media. Okay, so social media is really, really fundamental, because you should have your own Facebook page. You should be posting on the other social media platforms about your business, because your own Facebook page for your business, and the other platforms too, because visibility is credibility. People are going to be seeing you in their feeds. When people Google you, then guess what? Up will pop your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook page, and all of those things, and it will just give you that expert positioning, and that you're not just a fly-by-night, you're not an amateur operation, you're a professional operation. You've got a marketing spend, and you're visible on the different platforms and social media, and therefore you're going to have an awful lot more credibility with people when they're looking for accommodation, or when they're checking you out because you've reached out to them and said that you've got a service accommodation business, and why don't they come and stay with you. So that's how that can work. And by the way, with social media, when it comes to getting properties off landlords and owners, they might well connect with you via social media, visibility, credibility, etc. And a joint venture finance, again, I can't stress strongly enough in all areas of your business that you should have a social media presence, which is going to help you in lots of different areas. And then Google's fundamental now, and Google is taken over. Google is going to start challenging, or they are already actually challenging, Booking.com and Airbnb, and getting into that market space. But at the moment, what you can do is a thing called Google My Business, where if you just Google it, and you will be taken through the steps to list your, in this case, service accommodation properties on Google. Now, that is free, and so that when people Google accommodation, they're searching for accommodation in your town, you're going to pop up. The hotels, or at least the ones that have done this, and most of them will have done, will appear, but you will appear as well, and you will see the map, the Google map, with all the different hits, if you like, of accommodation or properties, hotels plus service accommodations that are available in your town. And it's a drop-down list that if you just do it yourself, and you will find local businesses, local companies, pubs, shops, restaurants, those sorts of things. And on there, crucially, you will then see their website, at least the ones that have got a website and are clever enough to have a website, because then when people are finding you on Google by doing this, they can click through to your website, and then they can book with you direct. You can have photos of your properties on this platform, your business phone number. I've mentioned your website. You can have reviews from your guests. People can leave you reviews on there. So really, really fundamental. And not only that, they can use the directions function by clicking on the navigation tool that Google provides for free, and so they can navigate direct to your door. So how cool is that? So you should definitely be taking advantage of that as well. And just to finish off, your website. It's just fundamental that you get your own website, get your properties listed on your own website, link your website to your channel manager. Talk about channel manager in other videos, but your channel manager as well, linked to your payment provider, and so that as soon as you get a booking through your website, then it blocks off the availability on the other OTAs as well, so you can't get a double booking. So hopefully you found that useful, everybody, and comment in the comment section if you've got any other ways of marketing your business, and give me a like, give me a share, and I'll see you all soon. And here's to your success in serviced accommodation.